capital P. I am a great big bundle of potentiality. And I am learning to hear God's voice, and I am trying to make the right choice. I am a promise to be anything God wants me.
Good day, North Green Street. Dr. Price here. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us this week for these informational sessions. Listen, if we just helped 5 people, I would be happy. But it's clear to me by the indication of viewership that we've helped a lot of people and given them many things to consider as we prepare to go back and enter into the learning season of our life academically. Today, I want to do something a little different. It's Friday here, and we want to kind of go into relaxation mode. I have been really privileged throughout my career to have taught in the elementary school system, New York City Department of Education, PS 87 in the Bronx for a few years, and I enjoyed that experience. And then I took my talents on to the collegiate level and was at the College of New Rochelle for a number of years, teaching in the social science and humanities departments. I was looking in my office this morning at a photo of my students from PS 87. All are adults now. All of them have probably graduated college by now, and they've moved on in life. My college students at the College of New Rochelle, it makes me smile. Many of them were inspired to go on and to continue their education, receiving master's and doctorate degrees. I thought that today I would ask you guys to do something. So we've gotten a lot of information. We've gained a lot of knowledge, but I'm still collecting information, and there are always resources that we need to take advantage of. I realize it's not a normal school year, but there will be resources. And God's children, we take advantage of resources. We don't get caught in the rhetoric. We don't get caught loose, and we don't get caught being aloof in these conversations, because they're enough to make you go dizzy. That's why you turn the news off after watching it for a few minutes. Now let's take advantage of the resources. Some of the things that I know that are going to be important for us as we plan. Make sure your transportation plan is together for this academic year. Make sure that you've got your downtime for God, that you've got your time to study, and that you've got your time to be balanced. Also, take advantage of things that our school system is going to be doing. These hot spots in the parking lot of our schools that are going to be open. If you don't have internet access, and I realize that it's not easy, but you're going to have to take advantage of those things. Take advantage of every resource that you can to secure your success. And to help us tonight, one of my students, who is just a former student of mine, but still a mentee of mine, Mr. Juan Morales. He's just an amazing young man. I had the pleasure of teaching him on the college level for many years. Matter of fact, I was just looking at his grades. He was one of my top students in the social science department. And he's gone on to do some amazing things. We've done a lot of work on the elementary and the middle school level. I want to inspire tonight my young adults who are in college, my junior high and up, my junior high to higher education. I want to inspire you tonight by the story of Juan, who is now, it was amazing. I saw him graduate undergrad at the College of New Rochelle. I saw him graduate law school. I saw him pass the New York State bar exam. I saw him go on to seminary. As a matter of fact, the same seminary I went to, and it just made my heart joy. So for me, I've always thought that the church and the educational systems of the world can be merged together in a very neat way. As a matter of fact, tonight I'm wearing my Higher Education Leadership Foundation pin, which is an organization that is training the next generation of African American leaders on the executive level at our colleges and universities. And I'm excited and I'm grateful for that opportunity to have been trained. And I'm still connected with this organization today. And so when I get to do things like this, I get to put on my dream. My dream is to work in both sectors at the same time. And then my New York Theological Seminary pen, where Juan also graduated from, and I'm still working with him. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be inspired tonight by someone who I was really hard on. I was really direct with and dealt with him, and he availed himself to allow me to deal with him from the whole person. And I want you to hear some of the things he has to say tonight. And then I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for being with us and taking these things in this week. And I pray, and I'm praying that your your start back to this academic year will be successful. Next week, I'm going to be doing something, and I will occasionally, with your permission, is that a yes? Great. I'll be checking in with you to make sure you're all right. I'll be giving you all the resources and tools that I can think of, and I promise to keep you spiritually inspired. Remember our tip for today, our spiritual tip for today, take advantage of those resources. As many of you know my educational story, there were always, the Bible tells us that God will always make a way of escape. Some of those doors that he opens for escape lead to opportunities. Trust me. When I would begin to see doors and gaps, I would burst through them. And they were opportunities that helped me get where I needed to go. So, here now, one of my former students who just makes me almost burst into tears with the things that he's accomplished, Mr. Juan Marcellus. God bless you and keep you.
Good evening. My name is Juan Morales. It's my distinct pleasure and honor speaking with you this evening. I'd like to begin this conversation with a little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Still live in Brooklyn, lifelong New Yorker. It's something that has given me a distinct and unique outlook and perspective on life and in the world. I am right now, currently, I am a practicing attorney in the state of New York. There has been a path, a long and arduous path, which has led me to this point. And along this path, I have been blessed to encounter certain individuals who have been a blessing in my life, who have been there to lift me up, guide me, and rekindle that fire to pursue one's dream. I've been blessed with great professors, great teachers, great guides, and among these great mentors I've had is Dr. Price. Dr. Price has been a person who has guided me, who has shown me so many different things in regarding to academia, in regarding to the pursuit of higher education. He has and continues to be a blessing in my life. So let me first begin by speaking with the reason why I initially began in my pursuit of higher education. It all began back in 2013. Prior to that, I was always working. I always been self-employed. I always considered myself an entrepreneur. I always had my own agency throughout life. My family came to this country in the early 70s. They only came here with $50 in their pocket and a dream, a desire to experience something that better that life had to offer. And they came here with that dream and $50 in their pocket. Nothing else, nothing more in a suitcase. And they came here on January 5th, 1970, and it was dead of winter. And they came here with that fire in their belly, with that desire to succeed. And that's something they inculcated in myself and my siblings. The desire to do what's right in the eyes of God, to do what's right in the as far as with justice is concerned, and to never take anything that didn't belong to you. And along that path that life has taken me upon, those lessons have always persisted, have always stuck out. And so when I reached my teens and my 20s, I embarked upon my own path, my own desire to pursue my own entrepreneurial dreams, which I did. So after I completed high school, I began working for myself. I started my own agency, my own real estate agency, and I progressed. But the thing is, I never pursued higher education, which was something that I had regretted. I continually regretted it for quite a while. Well, in 2013, I had, in the September of 2013, what happened was I had a life-changing, a life-altering experience. I had gotten into a debate with somebody, a person who I have not seen since, but if I were to see this person, I would embrace this person because this person's words changed my life. I remember getting into a debate with this one person, and this person had commented that kind of devalued my statement because I lacked a college education. So his statement hurt me so much that what I did was I enrolled in college the very next day. I enrolled in the College of New Rochelle, and I acquired my BA, my bachelor's degree in 2.5 years, from 0 credits to 120 credits in 2.5 years. And during that time, when I was studying at the College of New Rochelle, I had the pleasure and honor of meeting Dr. Price. Now, here was a man who taught me so many things. He taught me how to be disciplined, how to be dedicated to one's study, how to treat yourself with respect, and at the same time expect that same kind of treatment from others, and not to accept anything less than that. See, one of the things that Dr. Price taught his students, taught me, was that before you can expect anybody to respect you, you have to first respect yourself. You have to see yourself as the academic that you are. You have to see yourself as the professional that you are. You have to see excellence in yourself before anybody else can see it in you. Now, that was something that he taught not only in words, but in conduct. It was an example that he set forth. It was an example that he placed first and exhibited in himself and shared it with others. Now, it's something that Dr. Price, I remember, never taught that lesson. I began to exhibit that in myself, in my own conduct, in my own work, in everything I did. I would always, and I still do, thanks to Dr. Price, to never accept anything less than my very best. See, that's what good mentors do. That's what good professors do. They show you the way. And not only do they show you, but they live it. And they become an example for all their students that second best is not good enough. You have to give everything you have. You have to dedicate yourself. You have to exhibit a life of discipline, of dedication. You have to give yourself over to your work wholeheartedly. So I remember the professors at New Rochelle, at the College of New Rochelle, I can say, beginning with Dr. Price, changed my life through their examples, through the manner they conducted themselves in and out of the classroom. They inspired me. They inspired me to aspire to more, to higher planes. They inspired me to reach beyond my grasp, to reach your full potential. Now, to reach your full potential is a painful process. It requires you to leave the cave of comfort and to reach out and pursue something, even though that something you're pursuing may cost you. It may cost you social ties. It may cost you your free time. It may cost you whatever makes you comfortable. It requires that you become uncomfortable. It requires that you place yourself in a position where you have to sacrifice, put aside childish things, and to pursue things that are great. Greatness does not come at a cheap price. It will cost you. And that is something that Dr. Price taught us, and taught me. He guided me. He showed me many lessons. He shared with me many lessons. Among those is the ones I just mentioned. To pursue excellence, to pursue greatness, to pursue the best in yourself. Well, after completing my BA at the College of New Rochelle, I began quite a task, an endeavor that I remember that was, at the onset, I believed it was going to be quite impossible. But see, when you place your faith in God, and when you place your faith in yourself, and you believe the lessons that you're taught by professors like Dr. Price, nothing is impossible. Nothing is an obstacle. There may be many ways that many people who may try to deviate you from your dreams. But when you place your faith in God, and you have your faith in yourself, and you have that confidence, nothing can stop you. Nothing at all can stop you from reaching your dreams and your fullest potential. So after college, what I did was I embarked on two postgraduate pursuits, the degrees. I was enrolled simultaneously in both in law school and in seminary. I was enrolled in the City University of New York School of Law, and I was also enrolled in New York Theological Seminary. I graduated law school in May of 2019. I graduated seminary a few months ago, in May of 2020, acquiring a JD and an MDiv degree, both professional postgraduate degrees. And the thing is, I did it simultaneously. So I was going to law school during the day, I was going to seminary in the evening, and it was quite a task. It required that I have no social life whatsoever. It required that I cut ties from many of my friends. It required that I fully and completely dedicate myself to my tasks, to my academic endeavors. It required that I implement the lessons that Dr. Price taught me. It required that I apply to myself, not just in words, but in actions, the lessons that Dr. Price had taught me, which was to dedicate myself, which was to always focus at the task at hand, to set aside whatever trivial pursuits or things or trinkets of entertainment that this world may offer, and to pursue something great. It required that I become as dedicated and disciplined and devoted to myself and to my academic career as Dr. Price has been to his, and to live up to the expectations that he had in his students, to live out the expectations that he had in me. And so with Dr. Price, he was, how can I say this? He was extremely instrumental in my life. He has been a person that he was instrumental in my life, not only my life, but also in my academic career. Had it not been for the lessons that he had taught me, I can soundly say that I would not be an attorney today. I would not have a Master's of Divinity today, had it not been for the blessing that is Dr. Price in my life. Now, like I said before, the lessons that Dr. Price taught me, and I'm sure he continues to teach all his students, is the first, dedication. Dedicate yourself to the task at hand. See what you want, acknowledge what you want, and then dedicate yourself to that pursuit. Secondly, requires discipline. For you to be successful in anything, in any realm, in any sphere of life, you must be disciplined. You must live out that discipline. You must exhibit that discipline. Like I said, not only in words, but in actions as well. You have to be disciplined. That means not going out with your friends. That means not calling up your friends. That means not going out to parties or social engagements when you know you have work to do. Your work comes first. Your work comes first. When you're a student, whatever it be, whether you're a student or whether you're an entrepreneur or whatever pursuit you have to say to yourself that this task must be dealt with. You must engage your work in order to fulfill it. And finally, and this is something that may not be too popular with many people, you have to be willing to take the pain. You have to be willing to endure the pain. You cannot grow as a person, as a professional, unless you submit yourself willingly to the pain. Like I said, growth is a painful process. And it requires dedication, discipline, and sacrifice, and the willingness to submit yourself to that pain. But the thing is, you do it because you know once the pain is over, the glory of your success will last long after the pain is gone. The glory of your success will last once the pain is just a long forgotten memory. Those are the lessons that Dr. Price taught us. That's the lesson he taught me. To discipline yourself, dedicate yourself, to sacrifice, and to be willing to get into that ring. Be willing to get in there and take the punches, take the pain. No excuses. There's no excuse for failure. Failure is simply the lack or cowardice. Not willing to get in there and suffer the pain. Not getting there and willing to put yourself out there and risk everything for that greater glory. That's something that he taught me. One thing that he also taught me was that we are all going to, at one time or another, experience anger in our lives. We are all, at one time or another, going to feel the displeasure of being either ostracized, set aside, discriminated against. At one time or another, we're going to feel that pain, that hurt, that anger. of injustice. The question that Dr. Price posed to all his students, and something I'll never forget, is that what are you going to do with that anger? What are you going to do with that displeasure? What are you going to do with that pain? Are you going to let it destroy you? Are you going to let somebody else's outlook on life define you? Or are you going to take that pain? Are you going to take that anger and use it for something positive? Use it to create something that the world has not seen. To create something beautiful. To recreate yourself. Not in the image of the way the world sees you, but rather the way God sees you. The way you see yourself. And the way great professors like Dr. Price see you. Professors like Dr. Price see the potential in you. They see what you can be. They see what you are, but they also see what you can be. And they push you. They push you to that limit. Because gold, in order for gold to shine, it has to be polished. And that's the gold that we all have. And professors like Dr. Price know how to polish the gold that we have within us. So that's the parting message I share with you. Trust in God. Believe in yourselves. And believe in professors like Dr. Price, who set the standard, who push us as students to achieve our fullest potential. God bless you.